All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm back. Because I want to be. And not because popular demand. At least not yet, anyways. And that's okay. I am back doing a very spontaneous pick a card. I was in the bathroom and I decided while I was in there, well, me, myself, and I all came into an agreement about what it is we wanted to do spontaneously, and that is do a pick a card. Now, there's not a set topic for this because I felt called to draw the piles, and then I haven't looked at them. Like, I've seen a couple cards fly out, but like I haven't begun to actually sit with them and interpret them yet. I wanted to do that on camera. There's something else I was gonna say. Oh, I also channeled some messages. I'm not gonna tell you who's got what, and I'm not gonna tell you what's what because that would give it away. But y'all, I'ma just leave it at that because I don't know what else to say, without giving away anything specific. So yeah, I've got a picture somewhere in the beginning of this for a certain duration of time. There's only 3 piles, so if you wanted to pick multiple, you're absolutely welcome to do that, if you feel so called. So yeah, I'm just winging this, so let's just get into it. Move these off to the side. Oh, actually, before I move this, I want to show you guys what my little setup looks like because I don't have the resources as of yet to do fancy camera stuff. This one. Nope, I didn't ask for that. How do I turn it around? What's that song? Turn around. Nope, I took another picture. Turn around. That's me right now. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is do one of these. So you get the piles there. I'm gonna number them in the picture so you know what's what, because I have no fucking idea which way this camera turned. Anyways. Stop. See? She should be doing that. I'm gonna be such a master at setting this up and like how exactly I need everything that it's not even gonna be an annoyance. Anyways. So we've got the first pile. I'm gonna move the other ones out the way. I'm gonna do the channeled messages first, and then I'm gonna start to flip over the cards. Channeled messages for pile number 1. You're not alone. Your spirit team is guiding you. Reach out to friends and like-minded individuals for connection and to share perspectives with. This will help you to feel less trapped, quote unquote. It came in quote unquote trapped. I don't know why. But that just felt like specific, and so I wanted to include that in there in case it was relevant. Flow, abundance, connectivity. Those are just some keywords that came through. You are where you're meant to be. Nothing has gone wrong. And that's that for pile number 1. I keep looking at the center because I'm like, bitch, what do I look like? But I have to remember to keep eye contact with the camera. I also didn't ask for this. I got my TV on for sound in the background, and I forgot that ads be playing. Please hold. disrespectful. Anyways. Let's get into this. So we got Queen of Earth. I'm gonna get as close as I can. I know you can't really tell how inconvenient this setup is for me, but this is like an arm's length more than across from me, so I've got to like do acrobatics. Bear with me. So the Queen of Earth, the Messenger of Earth, and the Sun, ho. Also, I just be saying ho. I hope it don't offend nobody, because that's not the way that I mean it, but it is gonna slip out. It's in my vocabulary. Okay, I'm gonna save these. You've got more cards, but I'm gonna save these till after I get through these three. I'm gonna do them in sections. So with the Queen of Earth, the Messenger of Earth, and the Sun all together, as they read as one. I was trying to figure out the words to use for that. It tells me that you're in a period of self-care, that you are being asked and guided to take things slower, to slow down. And the Sun here is giving a confirmation that some sort of abundance or something in general to just look forward to is on the horizon, but that it's going to require you to be balanced within yourself in order to maintain it. That seems very specific for such a vague alluding to what it is. Like, how you gonna tell me what I need to do specifically? I ain't questioning it, but I'm just saying, how you gonna tell me what I need to do in order to maintain this, but I don't even know what it is? Huh? I mean, it's not for me to know, but if I was in this position and I got such a vague message, I'd be like, yo, either I better know exactly what this is talking about, or I forgot the other thing. Or don't be so, like, keep away with it. Like, tell me or don't tell me. I just saw a firefly out my window. That's why I looked. Oh, you're going to see me look around a lot just because that's how I operate. Like, when I'm trying to find thoughts and stuff, you'll also notice that I scan around. I'm not necessarily looking at anything, although sometimes I am. Especially if I'm outside. This is a side note. I know you didn't ask for this. Anyways, back to the reading. Actually, that kind of ties in. In the channeled messages, it's what this is giving is reach out to friends and like-minded individuals for connection and to share perspectives with. Me just like sharing my own little like tidbits, I feel like you need more of that kind of connectivity with yourself and with others, I'm hearing. Hence the slow down and the self-care and the nurturing and all that jazz. And I think that also with this thing of feeling trapped, that may be why you've got the Sun for confirmation as well, to let you know that whatever you're experiencing is temporary, and it's, I just heard it's on its way out. Whatever that means. So you're being asked to focus on your on yourself. What makes you glow? What makes you feel nurtured from within? What makes you feel taken care of? How can you provide yourself with more of those nurturing experiences? And not just, like I've alluded to and like I've said prior, since we started the reading, not just by yourself, but also in tandem with friendships, acquaintances, connections, family, and I was gonna say family and connections in general, but I said it backwards. Um, I also didn't ask for this ad, yo. I apologize for all of the disruption. I don't know if this is relevant, but in not in terms of what are my words? What retrograde are we in right now? When it comes to distractions of any kind, you're being asked to slow down and connect with yourself more in a genuine way. Provide yourself with experiences that make you feel nurtured and cared for. Um, like I said, within yourself, like just doing things with and by yourself, but also subjecting yourself to connections that you know would be watering for you. The High Priestess, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Oh, we've got one more. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. Oh, I didn't even show you the other cards. Okay, this is like the second video. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. I'm gonna have this down so smooth, it's gonna knock all y'all socks off. That was the Messenger of Earth, and this one is the Sun. I'm also not naming any astrology signs just because I'm still brushing up on that whole aspect of this. I'm primarily read intuitively, and I trust that whoever the messages are for, they're going to find them, and it's not really going to require a confirmation of a zodiac sign to know it's yours and to know that it is relatable. So you could be intuitive yourself, because with this High Priestess and the Seven of Wands, what I'm getting is that you already know that this sun energy, this abundance, this good thing, whatever it is, even if it's not just one unit of thing, it is multiple things. In whatever way it comes in, singular or plural, you can feel it coming. And you can also feel that you need to be in a space of, I'm going to say balance, because what I want to say is emanating light, but that feels a bit too vague for what it is that I'm trying to convey. You know that whatever this good thing is will require you to be rejuvenated in good energy, like you have the energy to allocate to these good things, perhaps. And also maybe a confirmation that the intuitive hits that you can do this thing, or that this thing is going to be of benefit to you, or like a good thing. Because sometimes, like, what I'm trying to say is, I'm going to use a personal example. I can feel when things are about to shift. Like, I can feel when cycles are about to end in my life, like big and small. I may not know down to the finest detail what they look like, but I can feel it as like an energetic momentum. It's giving like just something is coming. And sometimes that feeling for me can lead me in my more disoriented states. Like if I'm sifting through a lot of internal stuff at the same time while trying to balance like external physical things, and also figure out where I'm going next, and just all these different moving parts, on top of the fact that I can feel this momentum of something is going to shift, something is going to change, but I can't see what. That can be anxiety inducing, or at least it has been at times. And even if I'm getting an intuitive hit that it's a good thing, there's still those little thoughts that creep in. It's like, oh, but it could be this. It could be this. You don't know. It's the unknown. Spooky, scary. And so I feel like it's confirmation in that respect as well. If you feel that this thing is good, but maybe there's a bit of second guessing because there's a lot of distraction, maybe. With this Three of Cups and the Page of Wands, I didn't ask for this. Y'all gonna hit me with another ad. Y'all just so damn spectrum. Okay. So with this Three of Cups and the Page of Wands, I'm getting two things. The first is you're going to be connecting with other people. It may not be a lot of people, but there will be individuals that you're going to connect with that are going to feel inspiring to you. Like they're like-minded, like in the channeled message. Reach out to friends and like-minded individuals for connection and to share perspectives with. This will help you to feel less trapped. I feel that this is saying both that you're going to need your energy to be in balance in order to cultivate these connections in a balanced, healthy way, because otherwise you're going to feel drained. Not necessarily because the connections are bad for you or like toxic. I feel mostly that it would have to do with just the demand on your energy, like your social battery, if you will. And so although you are going to be inspired and enjoying these conversations and these interactions with people, you still can't do that shit on no sleep, for instance. So like there has to be a balance of taking care of yourself so that way you can show up for yourself and others. And then with the Queen of Swords and the Sun, I'm getting two things with this one as well. The first is that you already know, and this is a confirmation that what your intuition has been telling you about this good thing or these good things coming in, it's accurate. in the sense that it is going to be good. It's going to feel good. But also, you're going to continue to gain clarity about what that sun looks like for you. So even after this, let's just say wave of abundance comes in for you, it's only going to allow you to see more clearly as you go what your abundance looks like, more so what it feels like, because you won't always know the form it'll take. But it's basically giving ever unfolding. Like, you are not the same person you were when you were 14. Um, you're not into the same things. And the things that made you happy then, not to say that they may not make you happy now, but it's more than likely different things. So it's going to be a continuation of that process. So it's also, okay, another third thing that's coming in is more of like a long-term advice, I guess, or just something to keep in mind rather than advice, is that you're never going to be at a stage of completion. You're always going to be exploring different parts of yourself. And so there's always new things to look forward to. You're only as trapped as your perception is limited and narrow. So seek out different ways of viewing things, of viewing the situation that you find yourself in. Yeah, explore different perspectives so that way you don't box yourself in mentally. I did not ask for all of these ads. You've got Heal and Shine and Blaze a Trail. Ooh, another thing just came through. With this Three of Cups and the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords, it's giving speaking your own truth, but also speaking your truth with and amongst like-minded individuals is going to be a healing experience for you. And it's going to inspire you in some way. With this Blaze a Trail, I'm getting like starting your own project, doing something from the place of being inspired. Also, slow and steady wins the race, is what I'm hearing. Like patience. Everything is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. In the sense that you're not forgotten about. In terms of like the work that you've been putting in to your own growth, your own expansion, and you won't be forgotten about as you nourish yourself with this Queen of Earth and the Messenger of Earth. Continue to trust your intuition. I'm not getting anything else. I think that's it for this pile. Yeah. Continue to follow your intuition. Connect with people. Seek out people, places, things that make you feel nourished. That give you a sense of peace, of relief. And allow yourself to be inspired. I'm not really sure how to end this. So if you picked another pile, then I'll see you there. But if not, I'll catch you at another now. I'm going to be here doing my thing, recording and whatnot, whenever I feel so called. I love you. And I hope you have a bomb-ass day. I cuss a lot, but it's my channel. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want. Alright. Pile 2. I'm gonna start with channeled messages, and then I'm gonna get into your pile. For pile 2, you got the longest series of channeled messages. You doing good? You doing alright? No, I'm just kidding. That's why we're here. Alright. Stop gossiping. Find the real reason you're so focused on them. You are a creative being. What you have to offer is uniquely yours to share. You do not need to imitate what others are doing in order to be successful. Let's read on, shall we? Escapism. That's a keyword that came through. You are loved. Focus on you. Self-care. Take it slow. Patience with your process. There is nowhere to be except now. The accolades will come as a result of the work you put into yourself. You cannot force this. Connect more genuinely with those around you. And vulnerability came through as another keyword. Where does your stubbornness come from? How can you soften more into your emotions? Your lowest lows, when moved through, will take you to your highest highs. Another key word of humility came through. Student mindset, and you are not alone. That's quite a lot to unpack there, yo. But let's get into it. I'm gonna do this one last. Okay. So the first cards that we've got, Ace of Earth. Oh, I didn't hold up the other cards, did I, for pile 1? I told them I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to get this, and it's going to be so smooth, like butter, like nobody's business. But for right now, bear with me. So the Ace of Earth, she real reflective, she real shiny. The Messenger of Water. And the Fool. And I'm actually hearing that I pulled these backwards. So instead of the Ace of Earth, the Messenger of Water, and the Fool, it goes the Fool, the Messenger of Water, and the Ace of Earth. That feels significant somehow. You're starting, or you're trying to start at the finished product without starting at the Fool, if we're talking about tarot. Like, you're taking... Okay, this is coming through weird. You're taking action from the space of the Fool, but expecting to be further along than the Fool. So it's like, you want this new beginning, this tangible something to build, something to put your energy into. But it's going to be hollow effort if you don't have the experiences to back it. It's like, okay, so they're giving me, when you're trying to build a house, you have to start with the foundation, and then you have to build the stuff that goes on top of the foundation. You're trying to build the house without having a stable foundation, which means what you're actually building, even though it may look stable to you and to others around you, it is not. Because there's no direct experience to support what it is you are attempting to portray. Even if it is a wish fulfillment of yours. The desire in itself is not problematic. It's the... They're giving me student mindset again. Impatience. Trying to be some other way than what you are. And I know that I worded that with like hesitation, but it's because I feel like I could be a bit more specific. It's like if you wanted a college degree in something, for instance, but you don't want to have to take the classes to get the degree, you just want to have the degree. And it may very well be a legitimate wish fulfillment for you to have that degree, but it doesn't change the fact that the steps that you have to take are steps. They're not just going, it's not just going to fall in your lap. Nobody's just going to mail you a diploma one day, for instance. But with this Fool, the Messenger of Water, and the Ace of Earth, what I'm getting is you have to take that leap of faith towards things that you genuinely feel called to do. And I'm getting back to this channeled message of maybe it's on the previous page. You are a creative being. What you have to offer is uniquely yours to share. You do not need to imitate what others are doing in order to be successful. That's giving this. It's giving, you have to take that leap of faith on yourself and finding what it is that you uniquely have to express, instead of trying to see how other people are doing it and get to where you think they are. Because everybody's at a different pace and everybody's at a different stage of growth in whatever way that may look like, and just everybody is on a different path, doing different things. Even if you're in the same arena, like I'm doing tarot readings, but I don't read how other people read, for instance, who read tarot. Like there's different unique things that we bring to the table. So even if your thing that you enjoy is a field that is not completely brand new, it doesn't mean that what you bring, sorry, I have like burps coming up. It doesn't mean that what you bring is insignificant. Also, with this Fool and the Messenger of Water and the Ace of Earth in tandem, all with each other, it's giving your connections as well. Taking that risk, that leap of faith to be open and vulnerable emotionally in order to have a new beginning with, or not even necessarily with, but from a stable foundation. Because if your connections right now are not founded upon true transparency and vulnerability, and that's where you're headed, or that's where you would like to go, you have to first start by embodying that. You can't expect other people to do something that you yourself are unwilling to do. So if you want vulnerable, open, deep connections, you have to be that. For and with yourself, but also within your connections. Not just a little bit here, a little bit there, or whenever it's convenient for you, or whenever you feel comfortable with it. That's not to say that you have to bulldoze how you're feeling, but don't feign vulnerability. Because you can't form solid connections when you feign vulnerability either. Because either you're feigning vulnerability with people who are also feigning vulnerability, or you're feigning vulnerability with people who are genuinely authentic, and they're going to find you out. They're going to know that you're not being completely truthful. And so either way you look at it, it's not a connection that is built on a solid foundation, because whether it crumbles sooner rather than later is not, it doesn't really matter, short term or long term. The fact of the matter is that it's not sustainable no matter what. I'll pull out some more of these. We've got the Strength card, the Two of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Wands. So with this Strength and the Two of Wands, Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Six of Wands, I'm getting one thing right off the bat, and then I'll break down whatever else comes through after this. It's giving like an ego tug of war. That's like what strength gives. That's what strength gives me, is it requires you to look at the aspects of yourself that you have resistance to, and to consciously choose the space that you would like to move into. So if you want these connections that are in alignment with you, and you want to move into a space that feels more authentic to you, you're going to have to move into this space of rest and rejuvenation, contemplation, sitting with oneself. So this is, the end part is giving me two things. It's giving sitting with yourself to discover why it is that you want to be in the spotlight, but also simultaneously taking a break from doing so, like being in that spotlight, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's taking a break from your usual friend group in order to introspect and really get clear on, this is irritating, this little YouTube music I got going on, all these ads. I did not ask for these. We got ceremony. I felt called to continue to pull. And the only group that I felt called to pull one of these for, the what are you called? The Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. I pulled one of these for you because I felt called to. It says, Great Awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? And with ceremony, this is giving me that Four of Swords energy where you're essentially in ceremony with yourself. You're sitting with yourself, not necessarily in isolation, but you're taking the necessary time out to introspect and really get clear on what you've been doing, how it's got you to where you are, what's working, what's not, and how you want to progress forward, both in your connections and with yourself and in general throughout life. Damn. I'm going to read this guy. How can you trust yourself more? And I open right to the page. That is, I love that. Ain't God good? Okay. At this point in your spiritual journey, you are beginning to feel pulled between your old life and the new life that is emerging. You have started to wake up to new possibilities, ideas, and even dreams. The real you has arrived and is emerging into all that you came to be. Let yourself grow by committing to standing in your truth. This means you honor your own path and stand proud in your own light. Everything you have been through is part of your growth and great awakening. You've been preparing for this. The path to wholeness, well-being, and enlightenment can feel lonely if you are growing faster than those around you. This is a reminder that you are never alone, and great love surrounds you at all times. Keep pursuing your passion and living from your heart. The earth needs your light. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and knowing your true self will set you free. Divine assignment. State your desires, dreams, and intentions aloud to the universe. Then write it all down in a journal and give yourself time to reflect. Afterward, be still and see what messages come to you. Trust the inspiration that comes and realize this is all part of your awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand proud in your sovereignty. Keep on this path and trust the light within. By saying yes to your life and your dreams, you push the entire planet into greater harmony. And the best part is, you don't have to do anything but continue to be and honor yourself. And there is an additional meaning as well that I'm going to read for you. Observe the woman on this card. We ain't going to do that. I can hold it up for you. You can really try to observe, but honey, that's going to be strength. That's the strength card. That's what you're going to need that for. Straining your eyes. Anyways, observe the woman on this card. You too can root yourself in your inner knowing and connect to Earth's healing love. Walk barefoot on the grass or the sand and ground yourself to the energy of Mother Earth. This divine connection can free you from the confines of the system and give you innate permission to be who you are meant to be. Someone who lives in their love and light. You are a beacon of beauty. Shine on. So, with all this coming out together, this also leads me to believe that you know that something needs to change. And I feel like it's a matter of trusting yourself to be able to make the necessary changes and take the steps that you are guided to take. You are loved. You can do this. You're guided and you're supported. Patience with your process. They're emphasizing take it slow. And trust that even slow paces will get you further than a fast pace that's aimless. I think that's all I'm getting for this pile. As I said with the last one, ending these is a little weird, but I love you guys, and if you chose multiple, I'm going to see you at the other piles. If not, and this is the only one, well, I'm going to catch you at another now, because like I said, I ain't going to stop making these, so. Alright, hello, pile 3. You know how sometimes in tarot readings where they start off real energetic and got all this energy and stuff, and they just all upbeat, and then by the end of the video, they just kind of like mellowed out. It's like, this is the opposite for me. I'm going 0 to 100. I was like chilling, vibing in the first one. The second one, it felt like a lot of mental energy, but not necessarily like headache mental energy. It was just mental, like maybe like mental restlessness. I'm getting like not the same kind of flavor of restlessness from this pile, but I'm getting like it's got frantic energy to it, but it's not necessarily strictly like in the mental space where it's like I've got to do this thing and this thing and this thing. It's not like an overthinking kind of thing. It's more of like just highly energized, restless type of energy. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be bad, quote unquote bad, or like in a negative sense. Um, it could also be like, you know, when you're so excited that you can't like sleep or you can't do anything, like you're just so excited that you can't like relax. It's also giving that. It's not giving pure excitement, but it's giving just that momentum of restlessness, but not specific to any sort of anxiety or anything. Oh yeah, I channeled messages. Yours, I got a couple keywords. You got mostly all keywords, and the rest of the piles got like more full sentences and direct like statements. So I'm gonna just read off your keywords. So I've got freedom and liberation, specifically emotional freedom and emotional liberation, acceptance, peace and tranquility, open up, vulnerability, scattered thoughts, racing thoughts, restless, truth, honesty, clarity, hesitancy, fear of rejection, pride, and this one was interesting. Third chakra. This one was interesting. This last one I'm about to say, because I was like, I put my hands on the piles to like just get the messages. So I put my hand and I'll just like let them come in, and there was a pause between the last thing that I wrote, which was pride, and I was like there was a pause, so I was like, is there anything else? And it was like I got a confirmation, I got a yes, and so it was like a yes followed by silence, and I was like, okay, so I'll just wait. And then I waited, and then as I was about to ask again if there were any more messages, because it was taking like not a long time, but it was like longer than usual, like almost like when somebody puts you on hold on the phone and it's like, okay, yeah, so it's like very that. um it says no more waiting, and it was said to me, I'm going to do my best to deliver the energy that this had to it. But it was like that pause and like somebody coming back to the phone, if I'm going to be on that example. And it was like, no more waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting. And it was like, it was giving, it's giving underlines. Like if audio had a bold underline, but not necessarily like you're getting screamed at, but it's like for emphasis, like no more waiting. I don't know what you've been waiting on for. They don't want you to do that no more. No more waiting. I don't know what that means. But let's get into these cards. I got the Hanged Man, the Page of Water, the Three of Fire, and the Nine of Air. Okay, so I'm getting, with this Hanged Man, the Page of Water, Three of Fire, and the Nine of Air, there's anxiety surrounding this thing of moving forward from the suspended state. So whatever you were waiting on, waiting to do, waiting to express, no more waiting. It's giving, it's got to come from your emotions. It's got to come from a vulnerable space. So maybe, okay, hold on, because what were these channeled messages again? Vulnerability, truth, honesty, clarity, fear of rejection. It's giving, you have a truth to express that is emotional in nature, but you are having racing thoughts about it because you're afraid of rejection, and also something about how your pride is coming into play. I'm going to start pulling these other tarot cards because I'm not really getting a lot more with these. King of Swords. The Knight of Swords. The Nine of Swords again. That would explain this, like, restless energy I was picking up on. Like, this is giving the energy. That's you. That's what you look like. That's that frantic energy. That is a perfect depiction. It's giving that one painting. And the Ten of Swords. King of Swords, Knight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is all mental energy. So what I'm getting is, that's interesting. You have this Page of Water being the only water card or card that deals with emotions on the table. And it seems whatever this is fairly important for you to express, because they extra don't want you to wait. But it's your mind, it's your mental space that's complicating things and making you hesitate. This King of Swords, I know it's not a fire card, but it's giving me that prideful energy. It's giving me intellectual prowess. It's giving you don't want to be wrong. Okay, you were impulsive about something out of a fear of rejection, and you don't want to admit that. And it's like you're trying to find a way to be upfront about this truth, but you've been hesitating for a really long time. And the reason you're hesitating is because you're afraid of what might happen. And that's giving this Ten of Swords. You're afraid expressing your truth will lead to pain for yourself or for another or both. Or it will result in an ending of some sort. Maybe that's like your worst case scenario thinking in regards to this because of that fear of rejection and truth, honesty, clarity. Maybe you're afraid of the worst case scenario happening, which would be like a severance or a pain, a wounding. I'm not being given any sort of, like I'm asking in my mind, but I'm not getting any clarification about what the outcome will be if you take action. They're really just telling you no more waiting. They're telling you that you're not going to know until you do it, whatever this is. I also got these little guys, so we're not done yet. You've got Sacred Connection, Flow, and Light Heart. Oh, I almost forgot to hold these up. Ain't gonna get my ass today. Sacred Connection, got these elephants. I forget what this oracle deck is called, but it's got like really nice ink paintings on it. I enjoy them. This Flow is really beautiful. It's a jellyfish. She be doing her thing, you know. And then Light Heart. And it's got like, I know there's a lot going on in this one. It's like real noisy. But there's a little butterfly girl or fairy girl, and she giving a strawberry to this bunny, and they underneath some mushrooms, and they having a good time. So this is in regards to a soulmate connection. I really hesitate to say anything about twin flame connections because that label is so easy to attach to, it's not even funny. But just a connection that you feel very deeply about, towards. This may be the expression of emotion, this vulnerability. You're afraid that expressing this truth will lead to rejection with this individual. But you're being asked to flow with what is. Flow with what your heart is telling you to do. Don't be so outcome focused. Yes, it doesn't detract from like the anxiety and like the whole mental scape commotion going on. However, you are loved. Things will not always be what they have been. You're being invited to flow through this process with this individual, with these individuals, if there are multiple. And flow with yourself through this process as well. And don't be so serious. Approach this with a light heart. I feel that this light heart is really confirmation to this aspect within yourself that may be having a great deal of anxiety and worry over this. Approaching this from a light-hearted, playful space. Not strictly through and through, but the initial approach being light-hearted will lessen the tension on yourself and in the situation in general, depending on what went on. Because I'm assuming that whatever this clarity is and like this honest truth that you're going to be conveying, like, why would you feel that you would be rejected for it if there's not like something in the mix that might warrant that? Unless it's just like a fear-based thing and it doesn't really have a basis in the reality of this situation. I'm not getting anything new with this, so I'm just going to reiterate some of the things that I feel called to emphasize, and then close it out. This state of hesitancy and waiting that you've apparently been in for a bit is only making this restlessness worse. But also maybe you can't reach them at this time, or like they're inaccessible to you in some way, and that may be the cause for a little bit of this hesitancy. But they're saying no more waiting, so I don't know. I just don't know about that one. Now, I'm not feeling called to pull any clarifiers. I feel like they're not going to give me anything more. I didn't plan on this, but I do feel called to pull one of these, the Rumi oracles. These ones are a little lengthy, so I didn't put them in the piles on purpose because I don't know if everybody wants to hear me read. Not that I have an issue with reading, but I was trying to be considerate to those who just wanted the clear and concise messages and not the read from the book kind of messages. but since I feel called to pull one for this pile, I will. That's a lot. I need one, just one. So close. Just one. For 3. One for pile 3. What do they need to hear from y'all? Yo, if y'all don't stop giving me multiple cards, we ain't gonna go nowhere. There's nowhere to be but here. Anyways. One card for pile 3, please. One card for pile 3. Thank you. The dissolving light. This is giving inner child. I'm going to hold it up first before I start reading. Okay. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me, let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your own the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful it is beyond duality of light and dark. Cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply, beyond all logic, just is. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or defense can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you, completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie, or deception of some sort that you have come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It is not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or soon will be released, and you shall become freer, free in a way that only truth can provide. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. It is a clever and insatiable lover. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of ecstatic divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited in love. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white-hot field of its passionate presence. There will be sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast aside swiftly by conscious choice, or shall simply burn up, dissolving in the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. So here is your guidance, sweet lover of the great beloved. Give it up. The smallness, the conditions, the fears, the doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into a truth that is far more worthy of you, a truth with a capital T, the big truth, the true, if you will. Love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back rather than free you to fly into your divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. That is the holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire in your sacred heart. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourself, others, and particular life circumstances very differently. Embrace it. Don't resist what is being shown to you, for even if there are some struggles in adjusting your view at first, ultimately this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your own inner peace and happiness. Damn, we did that. That was beautiful. That was everything. So it's giving, this is for your growth and expansion. Isn't everything though? But it's giving that there's nothing to be afraid of when it's a deeper connection with yourself on the other side, and potentially with others if it is inclusive of another. I think that's all I got for you. I love you so big. I haven't said that in any of the other piles. I don't know why it came out now. I love you so big. I'm going to catch you in another now moment. If you picked other piles, you'll have already seen me there. But time is simultaneous, fun fact. So, how does that work grammatically? And if not, and this is the only pile that you picked, then like I'll catch you at another now moment in another video, because I'm not stopping. Oh, yo, this is fun. I enjoyed myself. It was good to do this. Yeah. I'll see ya.